What's up, guys? Just finished watching Star Wars Last Jedi. Figured I'd make a video talking about it. Was thinking about not doing spoilers, but I have a lot of gripes with this movie and I have to talk about them. So there's going to be spoilers in this. So if you don't want to see spoilers, just I guess watch it after you watch the movie. Because, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, obviously you clicked on this and you're going to go watch the movie. But first and foremost, they're changing the rules of Star Wars. They really are. I get it what they're doing. They want to make their own world of Star Wars. They're trying to move past all the other shit, but it's like, no, we came from the old shit to this and we want a continuation of this. And they're just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. They do a lot of comedy in this, a lot of jokes, especially at the beginning. And you're like, dear God, what am I watching? I mean, you know, here and there, you know, even the old ones, you know, they put in a little bit of comedy, you know, quick things. But it was like bam, bam, bam. And then the beginning of the movie, I mean, it's a big battle. You know, you got the fucking, what they call New Order versus, you know, the Rebels, where they're trying to annihilate them and be done with them completely. I mean, the Rebels are pretty much on the run, all this shit, as usual. But they keep throwing. I mean, they're in the middle of like a fight sequence and they're like just dropping jokes after jokes. And then especially like episode 7, the whole build up, you know, Rey coming to Luke, fucking like holding a lightsaber, like, here, take it. And he's just looking at it. Well, they go back to that moment, and you know what Luke does? As soon as he gets the lightsaber, man, it looks like my shit's all blurry. But she hands him the lightsaber, and he grabs it like this, and just goes, and throws it over his shoulder like, I don't want this. I don't want this, and just fucking walks away. I mean, Luke, for pretty much most of the movie, he's like a whiny bitch that doesn't want to get involved with anything. He wants to die. That's all he wants to do. I don't know. It was just poor execution. You could have done so much more with Luke Skywalker. I mean, he makes an appearance at the end, but I don't know. It was stupid. Overall, I mean, I give this like a 5 out of 10, honestly. There were some good moments, some good visuals and shit, but it's just, I think where they're going is trash. I mean, I literally, when I watched episode 7, I felt the same way I do now. I'm like, there's too many, like, just stupid shit. I mean, like, especially like Rey. You know, Rey's just some nobody fucking, you know, and she's like, oh, the Force, I do know how to use the Force, and she knows how to be a Jedi and all this shit, and you're thinking, you know, the whole hype was, you know, who's her parents, where's their background, where did she come from? Well, they talk about that in here. Of course, they hype it up some more in this movie. You know, they keep saying, you know, like, you're thinking you're going to get the answers, like, oh, who's Rey's parents? Well, guess what? They finally reveal it. And you know who Rey's parents are? A bunch of nobodies that sold her off for a drink. And it's like, okay, so how the fuck does she know how to do all this shit then? With no training. I mean, you got Kylo Ren in episode 7, where he was born with Skywalker blood, trained his whole childhood, and then Rey basically fucks him up. And it's like, everyone's like, oh, well, he was shot. Who cares? She was a nobody. He could have just went and fucking, you know, fucking choke her. I mean, he's stopping bullets in midair, and this bitch fucks him up. That was my main problem with episode 7. This one, it's like a lot of those unanswered questions, they don't get answered. Except, oh, yeah, her parents are nobody. It still doesn't explain how she knows how to do all this shit. And then Luke was saying he's going to give her like three training lessons, and that's it. You know, fuck it. I don't want to be part of this. But he doesn't even train her. Like, he sees her going into like some mind shit. And then he says, you know, with the whole trailer where he's like, oh, I saw this before, and it didn't scare me then, and now it scares me now, or some shit like that. And then he, like, just walks away. And it's like, that was her training. That's all Luke ever even fucking really gave her. It was just, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of, like, dumb shit. And what the fuck's his name? Snoke. You know, he's the big bad now or something like that. And, you know, he was like the one who got Kylo Ren away. Yeah, well, he's dead already. Yeah, we just kill him off. And Kylo Ren, you know, just fucking moves the Force and puts the lightsaber through him. And it's like, why? I don't get why. You know, because he's like basically bragging the whole time. Snoke is like saying how much he has control of Kylo Ren, and I know everything he's thinking at any moment. And then right a few seconds later, he fucking gets killed by Kylo Ren, and it's like, so who the fuck was Snoke? All these theories that were going around, you know, maybe he was what was it? What was his name? Like Darth Sidious. People were thinking like when. Was it the prequels when Palpatine's talking to Anakin and saying like how there was a master out there that could, you know, dictate life and all that, and everyone's thinking, you know, maybe he's that guy and he's just been in the outskirts this whole time, you know, throughout the whole old trilogy and stuff. But it's like, no, he was just a nobody too, and it's like, he's dead already. It's just, I don't know. This part was fucking ridiculous. So stupid. They have where Leia's on a ship and Kylo's like fucking flying and he's going to shoot this ship and he decides not to, and then the two guys beside him shoot it and hits the ship and Leia goes flying out the fucking window out into space, and you're like, well, I'm thinking like, well, they had to kill her off because she died in real life. No, she doesn't die there. She's in space and she's like all crystallizing and shit, you know, like you're in space where it's so cold and stuff. And then she moves her fingers and then she does this fucking like this shit and just flies back into the ship. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? We never seen anything like that from Leia, ever, in all of them. They always said, you know, she could do some of this stuff, but she never did. It's like, that's my problem with this shit. It's like people are doing shit and there's no reason why they're doing it. Like, Leia makes more sense than fucking Rey, though. I mean, seriously, who is Rey? How does she know how to do all this shit? That's like my main gripe with a lot of this shit. This new Disney version of Star Wars. And Finn, I could care less about Finn. Anytime it went to his scenes, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what he's doing. I have no feeling towards him. I don't care. It's just, I don't know. I could tell more, but this video's already 8.5 minutes long. So, I mean, I'm just going to make it a wrap there. My main feeling was I was disappointed. And I was disappointed in episode 7. And maybe it's because, you know, I grew up with the shit. I was a kid when I watched the old trilogy, and I'm hoping for that same feeling, and I just grown up, I guess. I don't know. I've seen other videos where people are raving about this movie, and I'm like, did you watch the same movie I did? I mean, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the old Star Wars. I want to get that type Star Wars feeling again, and it's like, it's just done. I think it's Disney, they're taking it in a whole different direction, and it's just, a lot of the shit's just stupid. Oh, his projection stuff, you know, you have Rey and Kylo Ren talking to each other when he's like on a ship, like on probably the other side of the galaxy. They're so far away from each other, but yet they're talking like they're right there and they can see each other. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm starting to think, you know, are they brother and sister? I mean, maybe they got ties. You know, Luke and Leia always had, you know, like feelings of each other, but they could never talk to each other like that. I don't know. It's just a lot of dumb shit. And especially Luke at the end you know, he's going to battle Kylo Ren, and of course he's not fighting back, he's just doing a lot of dodging, and you know, and you think he's gonna he dies because Kylo Ren, you know, puts a lightsaber through him, and then he's just sitting there like, that didn't do nothing. And then he was a projection, and it's like, what's with this projection shit? Why couldn't Luke just fucking go fight him? Why did it have to be a projection? That's just, I don't know, it's just dumb. And of course, Luke, as he's doing this projection, he dies. It's like, what? Why'd he die? I don't know. You got Yoda making an appearance. You know, Luke's going to go burn down the temple with all the Jedi because he says the Jedi need to be done and it needs to end with him and he needs to die. And then he's like having second thoughts, and then they have Yoda come in, like the ghost Yoda, like how they did in the past, and then he shoots lightning down and then burns it down and then like laughs. And then it's like, why would Yoda do that? You would think he would have talked him out of it instead of fucking like, yeah, no, don't think twice about it, yeah, burn that shit. And it was like, what sense did that make? I don't know. It's just, that's my main problem, is there's a lot of unanswered questions. I know I'm all over the place on this, but if you've seen it, you should know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, I don't know. Then you're going to be confused. You're going to be confused throughout this movie, and I just confused you even more probably going in, because it's a confusing movie. I mean, it's like the fucking Matrix. Like halfway through it, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Where are these answers? When are we going to get answers? They're just bringing more questions. And that's pretty much all you get. That's Star Wars. But fuck it, man. This video is 12 minutes long. Go watch it if you want. If you've seen it already and you liked it, you know, good for you. I think it's done. I'm out.